Hi Gemini, this is your homework family reading for June 15th through the 31st. Now before I even get started, make sure we got everything going in good healthy ways. I love my little cast iron Pegasus bow. What are you doing, Mr. Napatuni? I use the bell because it brings in good spirit, but it also purifies and cleanses the energy. And I'm very much feeling riled up right now. That's not just because I'm doing the Gemini reading, but I was just getting information for like the whole next couple 6 months prior to that. So I've just been very much pulled into spirit at this moment, and then they told me to come into the Gemini reading, so I feel very invigorated at the moment, more or less. Okay, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in Gemini. You guys have a lot going on. You have Venus in your sign right now. And when I hit astrology, I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. But first off, Spirit, when I asked them, was there anything specific and special I needed to know before I went into the reading, got into the astrology and the cards, they give me cedar wood, like the smell of cedar wood. And then they turn it into cherry wood, the smell of burning cherry wood. Now, for me, cedar wood is purification and protection and cleansing. But when they turn it into the into the cherry wood, it becomes good fortune. It becomes brand new beginnings and new revival. So it's like a cleansing out, a purifying for good fortune, new beginnings, and new revival. And you may be feeling it. In fact, I'm pretty damn sure you're going to be feeling it over the rest of this month or through the whole month of June, especially with Venus being in your sign. When I get into astrology, we'll go into that a little bit more. But that is the first thing that I'm being given by Spirit. The second thing is that you are going to be having outgoing growth in the physical and material world. And you will be getting either frequencies that you'll be receiving that, just take some time and meditate on that, or you'll be getting, the intuition feeling of things, of actions that you should take and that you actually need to take those actions. But I'm also being given, you may be trying to over push, go at your own pace, and your pace isn't exactly the right pace, is what I'm being told. You might be trying to overpush and try to do everything yourself. You're probably not liking or accepting too well of help, and you may need to receive that. You may be just in generally trying to overpower your intuition and jump too much into the masculine energy. Ow, Mr. Neptune. But slow down and take your time, and that it will work out fine. Okay. Say hi, Mr. Boy. Say hi, because everybody's used to you popping up, and when you don't pop up, I even get people who say they miss you. Now, with that being said, also, I'm being told there is going to be creativity open to you to help express yourself, because they're doing something to my ear and my jaw. I can't explain how they communicate, but there is creativity on how to express yourself being lended to you if you choose to use it. That's a free will thing. It is there if you're more or less open to it. If you're open to accepting their help, the creativity is there for you to tap into, is what I'm being given. However, it will be coming through communication, because I just hear communication, 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 and you are ruled by Mercury. So this is definitely speaking about you, making changes within the communication that are actually going to make changes within your life. And the communication is key. Now, when I get into the astrology, and I turn it to Aquarius, most of what's going on in your most of what's going on in your chart is going to be about your conscious actions. It's about your midhaven. It's from pretty much your, actually, like your 6th through your 2nd house. So some of it is coming through it's both the ascendant and the descendant, but some of it is coming into your unconscious actions and part of your 1st and 2nd house. But most of this communication with the outer world is going to be taking place in your 7th house, which is your relationships, and anything that you have a relationship with, anything you care about, you have a relationship with. It's not just your loved ones, your children, your family, your husband, your wife, your parents. I mean, it is those things, but it's partnerships in general. It's marriage contracts. Not just marriage contracts, but contracts. It is corporative energies, and responsibilities. It's relationships with, business also. But it's also, dealing with divorce, separation, lawsuits, open enemies. Like I said, anything you care about, you have a relationship with. That goes right down to money. If you have no money, you know about your relationship with no money. If you have no car, you know about your relationship with no car. So anything you care about, you have a relationship with, not just human beings. Okay? And I have 2 phones and I can't figure out which one works what. I'm getting them mixed up. And in your relationship house is where is Capricorn. Your relationship house is Capricorn if we're looking at it. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is actually the responsibilities within those relationships. So what are the rules to the relationships? Because this is your 8th house, not your 7th. It is still dealing with those relationships. But I feel like you're going to be dealing with communication and shifting energies within that, because Capricorn happens to have Pluto and Saturn in it right now, and they are very much coupling up and very powerful. And Saturn is all about your withholdings and your limitations. It speaks to you about your rules, your walls, your boundaries, and if they're set right or not set right, and what you need to do to change them, or do you need to change them? These are the questions that's going to be coming in these relationships, but about what the rules are. What is the responsibilities within these relationships? What is the joint finances, the joint resources? What is the regeneration of these situations within these relationships? You're going to be focusing on how to make a healing transformation within the roles and the responsibilities of these relationships by shifting them. However, this is the thing. It is in opposition for the whole rest of the month with your universal, from a Gemini standpoint, with your universal 2nd house, which happens to be Cancer. And this is where the North Node is. This is where Mars is. This is where Mercury is, your ruler. And this is speaking about your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. With your inner warrior, your inner SWAT team, your inner passion, action, aggression, fire, energy. Your communication with what those rules and walls and boundaries are within the relationships to yourself and to the people that are in the relationships with you. So you need to first be focusing on, how does this affect my self-worth, my self-value, my self-esteem? Am I coming into myself? Or am I feeling like I'm being taken from myself? And then once I know that I'm secure in that, how do I handle the relationship situation and retransforming into healing situations? What is dealing with the roles and the responsibilities to these very relationships? But it must always start with you. If you're losing self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, then it's a dooming situation from the beginning, more or less. So this is an opposition. This is not something that's easy for you. There is something that's going to be making you feel awkward about choosing yourself. And the key is, that's why it's an opposition. Because it's time for you to choose yourself. Okay? Now, let me jump back here for a second. Where's my little note? Where's my little note? You also have, let me just jump back. You have a full moon coming in on the 17th, which is in Capricorn, but it is having a void, of course, to Capricorn that very day. So that is also taking place in the relationship zone. So by the 17th, you're going to be seeing where the full moon has shown you things that need to change. Okay? And it is definitely going to be striking the interest of what's going for you or against you as far as that self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. Where do you feel like you're being moved from yourself or moving closer to yourself, and then being able to build those relationships? Like I said, the full moon, 17th, Monday in Capricorn. But all the rest, for pretty much all of the month, it's been this energy of your self-worth, your self-esteem, your self-worth, self-esteem, self-value, fighting the relationship and what the rules are. Because that's just the way it shows. But you also have, on the 20th, you have Mercury, which is your ruler. No, that's the 26th. But you have Jera on the 20th. You have Mercury on the 26th, moving in to Leo. And Mars is within this energy, even though Mars doesn't actually move until July. Mars doesn't move into Leo until July, but you have Jura, or Yura, however you pronounce it, which is sacrifice and commitment, with Mercury and communication, and Mars, your passion, your action, your aggression. I'm being told again, Mars for me is always also the solar plexus. This is not the solar plexus, the sacral chakra. This has to do with what is going on for the whole rest of the year. But they're telling me to go ahead and say it right now. The sacral chakra is how you feel about yourself. Sexuality. It's not just sexual energy with someone else. Sexual energy with someone else is great. But the situation is, you can't come into your true authentic self until you start to experience authenticity. And you can't experience authenticity if your sacral chakra, which is what makes you feel like you can strut your stuff, isn't healed, isn't clean, isn't, in balance. And then it can't give you your solar plexus on a strong, I believe in myself, I do, if you can't get your sacral chakra right. And this is why they're telling me the Mars energy is so important for you right now. Even though you're ruled by Mercury, Mars, Mercury, and Jura are very, very tightly woven right now and moving very slowly together. So it's kind of like a ball of energy, a ball of Mercury's communication with that sexual energy of who and what you are, helping you come into, like I always say, your inner belly dancer, your inner confidence. It's your inner fire, your inner passion, your inner security within trusting in how you feel about you. That's how you start to experience true authenticity. And then you move that into solar plexus and start to bring in the power. Jera is speaking with the sacrifice and commitment. And like I said, all of this energy for you is in your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, and is making you learn a deeper level of who and what you are so that you can properly set the new rules and the new responsibilities in the relationships so that they serve you. This is basically what I'm being told. But you have those three energies that are going to be in Cancer: your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, right up until like the last week of June, and then they start to move in towards into Leo. And for you, that is your third house, which is going to be taking it right into your communication house and helping you in July to feel like you're coming into your power again and feel like you are able to express yourself. But this has to do with facing your insecurities. Because if you don't face your insecurities, you're not going to go anywhere. That's what they're telling me. Now, the sun is moving into Cancer, though, on the 21st. So even though these energies are moving out of your self-worth, self-value, self-esteem come the very end of the month, the sun is coming in to re-illuminate what you've learned and help you continue to feel your shine in those energies. So this is very much a positive time for you. However, it is coming through a new ability to recreate yourself, to start this new beginning with yourself, to start a new revival with yourself, and then cast it out into the community that you are part of, more or less. But here's the key. Neptune is in shadow until the 21st when it goes into retrograde. And let me just tell you, that's going to be no freaking joke. This is definitely a power that everything I'm talking about right now is part of that energy that's coming in for the whole rest of the year, about coming into truly understanding our authentic self. But Neptune in retrograde isn't that big of a deal. The thing is, Lilith is here. So we're right now, before the 21st, we're kind of only viewing the darker aspects, because that's what shadow is. It's where fantasy smacks you in the face with harsh reality. And for you, this is your... Wait. It's your 10th house. So this is your community. This is your outer community, but it's speaking to your reputation, your professional career, your financial success, your social foundations, your duty, the authority, and the responsibilities in your life. So at this time, Neptune could be very much playing a trick on you. It's definitely looking at the darker aspects of things, but hold on. It's going to stay looking at the darker aspects, but not as harsh. That really depends on you. It can be not as harsh. I say until the 21st, hold off on some of those decisions because you are in shadow, and really Neptune can't see anything but the shadow until it gets in retrograde, where it will be evaluating those darker aspects because it has Lilith here. This is what's making it a different energy than, normal, because Lilith being in this energy, you're going to be talking about things that happened all the way back in 2010 and 2011. Something about that energy is resonating with the changes you're going through now. And it's helping you to get into your true authentic self. But Lilith has the ability to help you come into your power or to completely self-sabotage and to more or less be your self-deception and your undoing. Because she's ego-driven. She's erotic, she's sexual, and she's ego-driven. So she's coming into that solar plexus also. So the thing is you can overdo it because of the ego, or you can understand right where the ego is actually benefiting you and pulling you along to getting you in right, but knowing when to stop. But with Lilith here, it's also in retrograde after the 21st, where it can very much take you one of two ways. It can be very creative and very powerful energy for you to be coming into for the whole rest of the year, or it can start to be working against you because you're not facing your insecurities and your fears. If you're not facing your insecurities and your fears, it will destroy you. I'm just giving you what I'm being told from them on all of us. This is the time you have to face that during this Neptune retrograde. But prior to that, it can only see the darker aspects. It's having trouble having faith and hope. It's having trouble in the ability of understanding that you can actually experience what true authenticity is and have faith and hope and trust within yourself. And this is basically what all of this energy is bringing to you. Like I said, though, you are going to be having a lot of communication that's going on that may be feeling like it's from a shadow point, a little bit dark until the 21st, because of that Neptune being in shadow. It's kind of creating magic. I say Neptune is where fantasy smacks you in the face with harsh reality. It can go against you if you are not working with it. This is the time to collect that information and understand what's created you to feel this way. So after it goes retrograde, it can actually start healing you. But it's all about understanding that this is coming past our insecurities, past our awkwardnesses, and helping, especially in your case, you come into your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, so that you can begin a brand new strength within your honor, your reputation, your professional life, your career, your social foundations, duty, authority, relationships, responsibilities within these relationships, the new rules, and you can start setting a new transformation. But you're not going to most likely be fully setting it until at least after the 21st, once Neptune is in retrograde. Now let me see what the decks have to say. Oh, I do feel like, if you're doing your work and you're taking some time for you, you're going to be feeling like you're coming into a spiritual high. Starting to feel like you're coming into yourself and having power within yourself. And that is part of what will be going on. I'm going to be doing a video about this energy too. But that is definitely a good thing. But like I said, if you're not facing your insecurities, your awkwardness, then you're definitely going to be fighting yourself, and that's not a good thing. So, like I said, this is definitely a time to be dealing with your inner 12th house, so to speak, your hidden self, your subconscious and karmic debts, your self-deception, your sacrifice, your habits and secrets that you hid from yourself, your grief, your shame. Shame is a big thing that's coming up. Overcoming shame in general. Overcoming shame, which is going to help us all move forward, is what I'm being told. Alright, what does Gemini need to hear about where they're standing right here in the middle of June? Help them to understand this energy a little bit better. What else do they need to know about what it is that, is going on? What do they see? Sagittarius energy and the moon. Both of them come up. Sagittarius energy and the moon. Now, like I said, you got the full moon coming in, but the moon is your unconscious self. The moon is your unconscious self. It's your darker side of you. It's the depths of you. That's why the moon is at night. It's the light that shines at night. This is getting into the light from within you that shines at night. But you can't find that shine unless you deal with your insecurities, your awkwardness. This is talking about what this is. And then it gets into your intuition, your psychic abilities. It starts to strengthen it and grow and mature. And then that light grows from the inside out. But you're also getting into your Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius, for one, I see Sagittarius as, it's a fire sign, but I see it as the landing. I know that's kind of hard to explain it. I see it as the landing. This is the passion, the action, the aggression, and all of the knowledge that came with it, for the good and the bad. This is all of, look, it's in a circle. The fire is in a circle. It's full circled. Just like the moon, full circled. I mean, I feel like it's coming full circle if you're doing your work. I mean, the Sagittarius is also more or less Chiron, the wounded healer. In one form, because of what he is, half horse, half man. He's also got the arrow to point you in the right direction. Basically, that's exactly what this energy is. It's the landing of the fire sign. It's once the fire has come to understanding what the fire is about without being right or wrong. It's come to understand what it's about, coming to understand its truth. Like I said, for me, Leos are passionate and just roar, where the lion would just go after it without fully knowing what it is, because we're the fixed sign. This is the mutable sign. This is the landing. I've already learned it. I've got the higher learning. I'm curious and I want to know, but I'm ready to learn something new now also. This is the energy that they're telling you that you are feeling or you are going through as you enter June. And your inner communication. Your inner communication is just as important as your outer communication. Because even though Mercury is not retrograde, I mean, if you can't figure out what you're trying to tell yourself, understand yourself, your communication outwardly isn't going to be that good anyway. I mean, let's be real. I mean, we're going to go there, let's go there. I mean, your outer communication needs to be, understood by you first. Now, what is the challenge? What is the challenge for Gemini as they finish this month from the 15th? Oh, that's interesting, but if that's meant to be, you'll bring that back, please. Other than I can just tell you that they gave me a heart with green energy. So this is the heart chakra, but what I'm feeling is this is the heart chakra coming into loving you again, accepting you again. But what I'm being given is it's growing and maturing as that heart turns green. So this is about growing in the heart chakra, but growing with forgiveness, growing with love, growing with a new level of what that heart chakra is about and what heart is about. Okay, what does Gemini need to know about what's the challenge? What is their biggest challenge from the 15th to the end of June? What is the biggest challenge? Sorry, sometimes I'm reading my notes before I give it to you. It is the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is pride within doing a good job and making that progress. Building towards gain and wealth. So this is Mars also in Capricorn. So this, in one sense, for you is dealing with what we were just talking about, transformation for healing within the relationships by understanding what the roles are and the responsibilities in it. But this, for you, too, is building for you, as well as within those relationships, pride within everything that you are and what you're building and what you're doing. This is your challenge. You're being challenged to believe in you. You're being challenged to trust in you. You're being challenged to get to where you believe in that. See, and right now, and this is the way Spirit does it for me, the hearts, not the hearts, and what did I just say? I was given a heart that was turning green. But the stars are also turning green for me. The outer circle around them is what's turning green for me. So this is, honey, the three create one. The three create one in this sense, because this would be mind, body, and spirit. Mind, body, spirit, the three create one, and what I'm seeing is this circle full circle turning green. This is about your growth. This is about your spiritual and soulful growth. And if you can get that and start believing in that, then all of the other pentacles will come. Is there any other challenges that Gemini needs to know about? Any other challenges? Okay, that's just uncalled for, because you know if they're not going to flip out, I'm not going to call it. Love you. Talking to spirit. I'm being told also you need to find tranquility and courage within yourself. Strength. I was told tranquility and courage within yourself before I was given the strength card, which is the Leo, but this is courage. This is firmly and truly standing in your spirit. The 8, infinity. Courage. She's coming into her power, into her strength, into her health, into her oneness. This is, like I said, you could create the pentacles by believing in yourself, believing and having pride in yourself, having courage and strength for yourself. This is what I'm being told is your challenge. Overcoming. Don't fucking worry about the world around you. Don't fucking worry about their opinion. Worry about yours. You're the one who has to live with you. Right? The Ace of Swords. You have the ability, like I said in the very beginning, you have creativity to bring you into a brand new place. Will you take it? You have the Ace of Swords. This is a brand new clarity. This is a brand new rebirth. A breath of fresh air. This is invoking the force of mind and soul. And the Princess of Wands. Fierce courage of the heart and of the soul. Conviction. Soul reliance. This is what they're telling you. To believe in yourself. If you're not believing in yourself, you're just wasting your time. Okay, Thoth. Is there anything else that we need to tell Gemini before I get to the higher vibrational uplifting informations? Ace of Discs, which is the Ace of Pentacles. This is, in this deck, it's not really showing it as one specific one, so that's why I have it written this way. This is Earth energy. It is Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. This is Discs is Pentacles. So this is, like I said, you'll be able to create all the pentacles you want. This is the beginning, the rebirthing, starting to bring your soulfulness, your authenticity, your true experiencing of you and believing in it and having hope and faith into tangible reality to make all the changes that you desire in life. This is, they're telling you, you're gonna do it. You are capable of it. It's just, you've got to get on board with it. Is what I'm being told. The Princess of Wands. The Princess of Wands is fire energy. It is overcoming your fears. They're saying you are going to overcome your fears. You're going to overcome your bad patterns and set yourself free. This is freeing oneself. This is, the tiger, in this sense, you're getting away from the tiger. You have a wand, one single wand, to set yourself completely free. You're in your fire. And this is Aries in the sun. This is a brand new beginning, a brand new illumination. But you are going to be learning it the hard way, is what they're saying. As well as you are being given judgment, which is a brand new judgment for yourself, a brand new beginning for yourself. It is a soul direction being found in this deck of cards. It is understanding knowledge, or the heart that finally understands the knowledge, so that death can happen and birth can be reborn. This is setting the new balance. It seems like everything you could want is coming, but it's going to take some patience, because you do have some soulful work to do to get you there, to make sure that you're setting those foundations properly. Now, do one of you two have anything to say for our dear Geminis? Gemini. The healing deck does the daily healing. I don't throw it across the room, because that's what I just did. That was not what I meant to do. Alrighty, my darling tree of life. What do you have to leave Gemini with on a high vibrational note? Thank you. Express your love through your deeds. So, every day, with your actions, express your love. Sometimes we're really good at saying what we need to say, but sometimes we don't express it well. So sometimes it's also through our actions that we need to actually show that we care about people, that we care about them, that we respect them, that we love them, that we're thankful for them. This is express your love through your deeds as you're starting to make change. Is there anything else? Thank you. Develop. Okay. It's written so light. Develop awe and reverence for yourself. I love you guys. And I will see you come July. Bye.